What's up? Welcome. Today we're going to be listening to the new Plot in You track called Enemy. This is, of course, a second single now from the upcoming album Swan coming out September 17th, which is a crazy date because on the same date we also have Eternally Blue by Spiritbox, and I think it's also the day Sleep Token drops their album, so it's a bit of a crazy date for me. But I'm excited to check this out. The previous single from the Plot in You that we checked out, it was Face Me, and it was a bit of a controversial track. A lot of you pointed out a couple of things that I kind of agreed with retrospectively after I posted the reaction. I agree that maybe the guitar mix isn't the best on this first track that we've heard from them, and so in that regard I do expect a bit more liveliness coming out of them in this one. Hopefully. I don't know yet. I haven't heard a single second of this track yet. So I'm excited to check this out. This is the Plot in You. Of course, it's going to be experimental. Of course, it's going to be a bit out there. And I'm excited to check out in which way it is out there. So, the Plot in You, Enemy. Without further ado, let's just jump into it and see what's up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because 54.7% of you are not subscribed. And it's hurting me. You know. Ooh. Stylish. Love that title card. Okay, this is from like the covers of the single. Ooh. Bass. I'll be as your tongue, give me something to say. Tearing to me now, I don't feel the defeat. Speak if I'm allowed, don't give a fuck if I'm seen. Okay. My fortune erased. No one came before me, they grant me no grace. Don't refuse me now. Tell me if I can feel your skin. Nothing beneath it. Was it just bass? Ooh. Cool. Progression. This is very interesting. It's dead ass just bass. My light is blinking. That little like leading into the chorus ad-lib reminds me of something. It's like a song. Ooh. Okay. Getting a bit more intense. I love it. Okay. Oh my god. That sounds rough as fuck. That was a crazy sound out of that bass there. Wow. Can you stop blinking? Hello? I think it's dying, that's why. But this track is not what I expected. Not at all. It's so weird because it's mostly just bass. There's not much else except for obviously vocals, drums, and the ambience, and that's it. I guess interesting concept. It makes the song stand out for sure. Wow. It's something. It's something. Hard to say what, but it's something. Okay. So this was the Plot and You Enemy from the upcoming album coming out September 17th, Swan Song. I find this super curious because it holds that disposed sound in it, that a little bit more chill, emotional type of feeling with a lot of electronics and synths and ambience and whatnot. But it does have a bit more oomph that Happiness and Self-Destruction did. So it's kind of a fusion, I guess, between the two. Someone told me in the comments that they said themselves that this album is going to be heavier, which to me is obvious. From the two tracks that we've listened to, it's already heavier than Dispose, mostly. And I'm very confused by this, because while I actually really like the fact that most of this track is just bass, it's such a breaking the mold type of thing. Like, guitar is such an essential part of a band, and the fact that it's bass here instead of the guitar doing all the work, it's pretty brilliant in my opinion. I know Nick is gonna hate this song probably, but I don't know what to say. I think the focal point of this is two things. It's, aside from the bass, it's the chorus and the breakdown. The chorus was rather interesting. It was a bit more chill. It had that little like female vocals ad-lib in the beginning, which sounds very familiar. It sounds like it's from some familiar song that I've already heard of, but I can't really put my finger on it. The chorus was pretty okay. It is much tamer, much calmer than Face Me, which makes total sense with this kind of writing, this kind of sound. And I love that really the only big explosion here is the breakdown, even though it doesn't really break out from the feeling, from the vibe too much. Like, it's heavy, but it doesn't get too loud, if you catch my drift. It's kind of interesting actually, because the breakdown was all kinds of fucked. Like, the sound that Landon was making with his voice it sounded a little unhealthy at some points, but it was very rough, very, like, you can hear the desperation in his voice, which I think is what he was going for with this. And the bass, like all those slamming, disgusting, fat notes, was definitely a great factor to tell you about some form of desperation, disgust, something like that. I guess that's what they were going for. Overall, the track is very, very interesting. I commend it for being super different. Just having a bass instead of a guitar is a bit of a bold move, and I think they achieved a pretty good result with it. I'm excited to check out Swan Song, because it looks like it's gonna be a lot more experimental than Dispose was, even though Dispose already was a pretty experimental way of songwriting. They always experiment, to be fair. Every single album of theirs is a bit different than the other, and that's what I like about it. They constantly grow themselves, they constantly move forward, and I'm excited to see that growth in Swan Song, which is coming out September 17th. But that's going to be it for this one. I love the song. Let me know what you think about it. But that's going to be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.